Today we are in Alta Vista, Kansas, and this one has been frequently requested, and so I finally came here, and I'm in an interesting little space in the downtown area, and I don't quite know exactly what they do here, but they certainly have kind of redone this old building on Main Street into making it something useful today. But we're going to learn a little bit more about the history. Let's walk down this Main Street and check out some of the other buildings and then tell you about the history and then tour around the rest of the town. As we check out the downtown area, Alta Vista is in Wabaunsee County, which is, if you look at the map, Wabaunsee County is kind of the northeast part of Kansas, although maybe it could be considered in the central, kind of on the, kind of between the two parts of Kansas. Wabaunsee County has 6,800 people total and 9 incorporated towns. And Alta Vista is the 4th or 5th largest town in the county, depending on how you count St. Mary's, which is partially in the county. And Alta Vista is in the far western edge of Wabaunsee County. Alta Vista was established in 1886, and it was named Pike at that time. And they changed it to Cable City, and then eventually to Alta Vista when it was platted by the surveyors and engineers of the Chicago, Kansas, and Nebraska Railroad in 1887. The post office also opened in 1887. The first buildings in the town were the Messenger Store, the Fairview Hotel, and the railroad's 2-story depot. The name Alta Vista is derived from the Spanish word for high view, and the city was named for its lofty elevation of 1,453 feet. And that's the building that we were standing in at the beginning of the video here. So we'll definitely check that out as we're walking around. In 1900, Alta Vista received telephone service for the first time. And then in 1904, a 2-story stone theater named the Pearl Opera House was built. U.S. presidential candidate William Jennings Bryan brought excitement to the small town as he spoke to a packed house of spectators there at the Opera House. Previously, business had boomed in the 1890s, but the town was still in need of a bank. So in 1905, a group of local businessmen formed the Alta Vista State Bank, and then the town was incorporated that same year. In 1908, the first electric company, the Alta Vista Light Company, was formed. And initially, when electricity came to Alta Vista, the power was shut down each night at 11 o'clock. Looking at the population, it's really interesting. The population has always been between 400 and 499, so it's always in the 400s. Peaked at 1910, although it's like you can see it's up and down throughout. It went down to exactly 400 in 1960 before bouncing back up. There's the post office just off Main Street here. And if you're wondering if the population might go under 400 at some point, the median age here is 37.9 years old, and the average median age across the entire United States is 38.5. So according to those stats, it's possible Alta Vista's population could be kind of like the rest of the country and maintained. Hopefully it's going to stay at least at 400. It's a great little main street, some hidden gems even as you walk farther down the main street here. You might have seen this old bridge in the drone shots or another part of the video. Man, what a cool old bridge. You just don't see things like that hardly anywhere anymore. And this is on Avenue A, which I'm guessing maybe that was the main street, because this is the kind of the road that would come into town, and now Main Street is different. But yeah, that's Avenue A. What a cool old bridge that goes over the railroad. And I just can't believe something like that still exists, because you live in a city, you'll never see an old structure like that anymore. So very cool. And Alta Vista, very cool. You know, not a very big town. Population is pretty small, but a very interesting history and a beautiful area of Kansas. So I would highly recommend coming out to Alta Vista and checking it out. Cool town, but no death go round to be found.